You keep it.
You will get the scripts.
Okay, thank you.
Did you get a thumb drive?
Thumb drive?
No, did you get a...
USB. Yes.
You got?
No, I have no USB. I have a slot, but I have no USB here. It should be in your room. They give you one. Okay.
Oh, maybe they didn't give it to you and they gave it to him instead. Okay. And they're all in English. No, I'm not going to translate them into... although we did translate the book into Russian and the book into Romanian.
I haven't gone with them.
But I won't be translating them in any other languages. Yeah.
The webinars are different from the Zoom calls and the additional Zoom.
No. When I do a webinar, it's either somebody speaking here, or it's, we have a whole library of webinars. You saw 4 of them, or 5 of them. We have a library of, 50, 40? 40 that we play, we rotate, and then you'll be notified, here's the webinar, and it's going to be such and such. Okay, and so you can listen to it, and then we give you a link, I believe, and then and then how long are the webinars up? For 48 hours or
24 hours.
24 hours. So you don't even have to listen to it the time that we're doing it. You have 24 hours that you can hook into it, and they're on different subjects. And normally they're on subjects that I see the kids having difficulty with. The kids meaning you. One of the 6 groups is having difficulty, so I'll do a webinar, or all the webinars are already out. So I'll publish a webinar for you to look at, and you've got 24 hours to look at it, and then it's taken offline, and then you're able to hook into, like this that we did for your seminar. The people that have attended the seminar before can watch it while you watch it live, and it's on for 24 hours, right? Yeah. It's on for 24 hours. Pardon? Yeah, until as long as you're in the mentor program, and you don't get thrown out or you don't quit or whatever. But I mean, the guys and the gals that have been the most successful immerse themselves, and you don't have to put tattoos in some of the psych. Well, we're not interested in your prescription order, meathead. Now, if that had happened the first day, I'd go over there and grab his phone and I'd stomp on it right here. But it's the last day, so it'd be, not worth it. But they immerse themselves. You heard Dr. Joe. He listens to me 3 hours a day. 3 hours a day, and and he reads, and the other podcasts that I've done on various subjects, and it's all on my site, right, Kat? They're all on my site, but you got, because remember, cognitive dissonance, it's information that's new that you haven't heard before, and it's contrary to virtually everything you've ever been taught. Now, some of you have never been taught anything about M&A and deals and stuff, so you should have a clean slate. But a lot of the stuff is so contrary to what you would call common sense, which isn't common sense, it's just common thoughts. Because I tell you to be selfish. People that have done the best on the Hall of Fame are selfish, to do them for themselves, so they can create wealth, so then they can do, not all of them are doing good for others with wealth. I would be lying if I told you that, but I mean, if you want to do good stuff for other people, get yourself wealthy first. Take care of yourself first. When I was growing up, take care of you first, your family second, and then everybody else comes later. And that's what I'm telling you to do. Take care of yourself first, which then you'll be able to take care of your family. And if you want to take care of anybody else, so be it. But I'm not here to preach. And was there another question? Somebody else had their hand up. Yes, sir.
You said that you were looking to make 50 applications with that.
Our goal is 50 by the time he is 50.
Do you put that in the executive summary?
No, in the executive summary, I believe the executive summary reads something to the effect, we will dominate critical care in the southwestern United States. Dominate. The critical care industry in the United States is 22 billion or whatever the number is, and there are 11,000, no, there's 9,000. I think there's 9,000 in the United States. Yeah, 50. I mean, to start, 50. And that's a sizable chunk. I mean, doing, just if you divided it up, that's 10 a year. But in the beginning, the first year or two, you don't do 10 because you're learning how to do it. So the last year, it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't do 20 or 25. 20 or 25. And then, as I've said, till I'm blue in the face, then you got to run the fucking deals. And that's a whole horse of a different color. I mean, and that's when you're bored and a qualified CEO that knows how to do shit. For the most part, there's one or two of you that will be a CEO, but for the most part, the kids that come through the program aren't qualified, and they shouldn't be qualified. Because when you're running the business, you're not out running and gunning. You can't run the thing as a CEO and make 50 acquisitions. It's very difficult. Now, some people have grown big enough, myself included, where you had acquisition teams. We've got 4, 5, 6 people that are, M&A people that you set up the parameters and they go find the deals. But you will still be primarily responsible for finding the money for the deals. But once you've done a bunch of deals, money's not the problem. They come to you with the money. I tell the story. It's not a story, it's true. Years ago, the Lloyd's bank guy sat in the library and said, "I'm 775 million pounds underinvested this year so far. How can you help me?" And when you get a reputation for doing deals and honoring commitments, even if they're not in writing, you'll have all the business that you could possibly say prayers over. And there'll be deals that you make verbally that sound good and then didn't turn out that way. But if you still honor them, when nobody's looking and nobody expects you to, that reputation, it's a small world. And I have a reputation of honoring commitments even if it hurts. And the lawyer will say, "No, we don't have to do this. That's not what it says." Now I'll say, "But that's what I meant." That's really important. If you're going to be long-term. And if you're not going to be long-term, some of the guys get out in 5 or 10 years, and I never hear from them. That's fine. But that's your decision to make. You don't want to have to get out because somebody forced you out. I don't mean forced you out of a company, but forced you out of an industry because of your bad reputation. And we've had a few of those, and they're up there on that wall. But for the most part, the kids are pretty good. They're pretty honest, pretty reputable. But I'm their role model. Another question. Does everybody have their kilt? Again, I strongly recommend that you wear underwear. I don't really give a fuck, though. I mean, but I recommend it. As sensitive as you boys are. And then when you pass out drunk and you pass out with your skirt up over your chest like this, and then you'll see why your wife cheats on you. But it's funny how now some of you guys didn't laugh about that. Either that's because your wife is cheating on you. But we've had divorces right here in the library, right in front of the fireplace. They seem to sit right on that bench, and when they say that it's over, the guy wants one more, but that's it. I'm sleeping on the couch tonight. That couch. So if you get up in the morning, well, there's no women here, there's no couple, or there's no couples that I know of. There's no couples, but I mean, you never know. And I told you about some of the incidents, not on YouTube. You never know how wrong you can be. I mean, unbelievable the shit that has gone down here. And we don't open up the embattlements for a reason. You can't go up in the tower in the embattlements for a reason. Because all of a sudden you think you're fucking Robin Hood or some shit. And I mean, we've had people, we also took all the armor and the swords and shit and axes down. We don't have those anymore. We have them, but they're not displayed. Why? Because you kids take them, and all of a sudden you think you're a part of a Night of the Round Table or some shit. So we've learned over the years, I don't even want to put knives on the plate. You know, they count they count the knives after dinner. So they count the knives. Tonight they count the knives. We had a guy many years ago who his suitcase was too heavy when they were loading up the cab, and it rattled. And of course, and it wound up being innocent. It wasn't anything from the castle, but he had bought some antiques around, and nobody had noticed what his bag was like. But when the cab driver took it to the car, and it went clink, 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 and somebody went in and told one of the staff that, you might want to check this guy's suitcase. Now, what do you say? Let me see your suitcase. Let me see your suitcase. Open it up. But it was legitimate antiques that he had bought in some of the outlying parts of Scotland. And he hadn't wrapped them properly up, and so they clanked around. But it sounded like silver and stuff like that. Actually, silver doesn't sound that way. Silver doesn't make a loud clank noise. It makes a kind of a soft thud. Okay, guys, no other questions? Who's my 5? 6? 7? Lurch, do we have anything to talk about? Haven't we talked about everything? You're not the craziest person to come here. I mean, you're not even in the top 10. We've had some real fucking wackos, huh? So I mean, they're all full of shit. Don't pay any attention to them. Okay, guys, that's it for me. Thank you. Thank you.